No, the next. Thank you. Wonderful job. Ndio tusipoteze wakati, nitawataja tu kwa majina alafu watawevu na waende kusimama. Rafiki yangu Dennis Wamado ambaye ndio katibu wetu, ni secretary, akifuatwa na deputy wake ambaye anaitwa Eliud Siangani. Madam
members of the Fourth Estate. This event has been on the calendar of the Volleyball Federation Western Branch and now Bungoma Branch for a while. As the chairman indicated, I've been a volleyballer since my childhood, and the culmination of it is that I was the overall captain of All Africa Games in Joburg in 1999, being also the captain of the senior men volleyball team. And volleyball has made me who I am, even when I joined the banking sector, because that is where I also established volleyball in Cooperative Bank. It has given me some space to engage very many people irrespective of status, and that is what makes a human being. So having given the sponsorship, it is not that I'm doing them a favor. I'm only returning back to the society which has made me who I am. So I want to thank the Federation and most importantly the hosting school for the good organization that they have put in to make sure that this game is a success. The standards that we have exhibited here and experienced, actually it is taking this game to the next level. And therefore I want to encourage and confirm to the Federation that as long as I live, I will continue sponsoring this tournament for us to have our young men and women to exhibit their talent, because this is the talent that has actually made us have our livelihood. And therefore I want to encourage young people that talent is something very critical in your life, and if you focus and nurture it besides your academics, it can really change your life. The creative economy that we are talking about is anchored on talent, and therefore either way, whether you are a musician, whether you are an artist, or whether you are a footballer, volleyballer, and they are like, I can assure you, if you maintain focus and make sure that you really follow on what you are being instructed by either your coaches or your instructors, I can tell you this is what is going to change the livelihood of young people. I want to say this without any fear of contradiction, that since independence, Kenya Kwanza government under the leadership of Dr. William Samoei Ruto is what has given focus now on sports. Initially, even the allocation from the budgets, the Ministry for Sports was just being given some lukewarm money to just have recurrent budget to go on. But this government has now invested in talent, and that is why this year and next week on Wednesday, we shall be launching 10 sports academies in the constituencies, whereby now all talent will be nurtured, including music, including filmmaking, the drama, the people we have around. And that is why it is really deliberate for us that we must occupy the young people. Because where we are going, if this society, if we don't make these Gen Zs occupied, you can be sure they will occupy parliament. And that is not the route we want to go. So let us occupy them before they occupy parliament or a state house. And that is why His Excellency William Samoei Ruto is deliberately focusing and putting more allocation in the Ministry of Sports, Youth and Creative Economy so that we really make use of our youth. And that is why the Ministry of Sports has come up with this slogan that Talanta ni hela. So anybody who has talent, I can assure you, you are going to use that talent to actually help and make your life better, because there is payment, and the reasonable payment you are going to get by having your talent being exposed, and you will earn from it. Why we insist on the sports academy? You remember in the global competitions, Kenya has over-relied on athletics only. Whenever we have Olympics, whenever we have all Africa Games, the most medals that we get are through athletics. Why? Because these other sports have not put in so much for them to actually nurture this talent from their youth. Therefore, what the Sports Academy is coming to cure is it's coming to cure the over-reliance of athletics as the only sport that puts Kenya on the map, or it's the only sport that Kenya can actually host the flag to be sung in this championship. So this cause is good, and I want to ask Kenyans to support, and most importantly the parents, that don't just curtail your child in classrooms. As we were growing up, it was indicated that any person who has a talent is a dunderhead. But you see, we demystified that creative, that narrative. And that is how me and the chairman came out of it. I'm a banker by profession, and I'm a sportsman also by birth. So when you hold both, you become a better human being. So let's encourage young people. When it's time to class, go to class. But when it is time for games, come out and do what you can be able to do besides classwork, or besides being a professional. You can have both, and it is a better way to go. Finally, I want to say, whether it is for money or not, it is the best habit that we can emulate. Because one, it will distance you from the doctor. You will not visit the hospital more often, and you will be able to go around your duties without feeling tired. So I want to encourage all Kenyans that even in your small way, make a walk. Even in a small way, look for a gym and go and do even the aerobics. It will help you, it will nurture your body, and it will assist you not to have these social health problems that we are incurred. Because nowadays, somebody wakes up from his house, he jumps into the car, from the car to the office. When he's in the house, he has a remote, he sits on the seat and just remotes the TV. Like before, maybe you could go, when the TVs, you could go and maybe switch it on and so on. That luxury is what is bringing these social health difficulties. So I want to encourage Kenyans on behalf of all sportsmen and women. And I speak as the chair of the Sports and Culture Committee in the National Assembly, that I want this country to be a health country through sports. I thank you. I want to say this, that this tournament improves every year that we host it. And we talk of improvement in terms of standards, because that is what is catching. And you will find that this is the tournament that will have even schools to prepare for their inter-competition in schools. The schools that come to participate here in this tournament will actually get an exposure now to engage and participate in a better way in other schools. So previously, whenever we host this tournament, we are having numbers going up. Like this one, despite the fact that schools were having other games or their ball games and the drama at Kamusinga Boys, but still we are having more than 35 teams participating in this game. So that is something that shows that people are getting encouraged to participate in this tournament. For the Sports Academy in Western, we are going to have one here in Bokoli High School. We shall have another one in Koromani. We are going to have another one in Kapchai at Nalondo. And that is the first phase. The program is from the Kenya Kwanza government that each constituency must have a sports academy. So the first 37 sports academies are being made this financial year. Then in the next financial year that we are just about to do the budget, we will have another 37. So by the end of 2027, at least will be over 100 plus, so that the subsequent academies will be done. The sponsorship of this tournament is about $500,000. And because we want to make sure that the federation and the branch continues with their activities in terms of training coaches, in terms of training referees. Because what has been a problem initially is that we have lacked manpower to engage the young persons before they get old enough to actually learn bad habits. Now we are helping the federation to use part of the funding to do training for both coaches and the referees. And for the prize money that we are going to have in all categories, at least the winner will go home with 30,000. And then the runners-up will have 20, 15 going down, and in all categories. And I'm told there are about 6 categories that are here, including the junior secondary school, which we have seen that actually they have done so well. So basically, that is how this tournament is run, and it is going to improve each year, because we must make sure that we get it right the first time. We are actually doing an amendment on the sports bill. That is what I can say. And again, on the issue of nurturing talent, we are also doing an amendment on the Kokobo bill. The Kokobo is a bill that deals with musicians, publishers, and the recorders of this. And in fact, as we speak, on Friday, I was having a workshop in Mombasa with the Kokobo just to engage on how best we can actually make a law that will safeguard the musicians from being robbed their monies by either CMOs or any other pirates that copy their music.
Niongee Kiswahili ama Kizungu?
Yenye uko fluent.
Thank you, members of the Fourth Estate. Today we are having the finals of the annual Honorable Mheshimiwa Dani WANYAMA Cup, famously known as Amboseli Cup. This is actually the 3rd edition of his support towards this branch ever since we were elected into office. I know previously he had supported this event for quite some time, but since our tenure into office, this is the 3rd edition. We remain very grateful. It is for the 2nd year running that we are having it hosted at Bokoli Boys. This is within his constituency, and we are glad that Mheshimiwa is giving back to the community to support our schools, to support our guys who are out of college. By involving them in volleyball, you realize that we keep them busy, we are able to nurture and develop the talent that they have. So first, I want to thank the principal of Bokoli and the Board of Governors for allowing us to have this event here for the 2nd year running. We remain hopeful that even next year and the other years to come, they will still host us for this Honorable Dani Wanyama Cup. To the sponsor, I want to say a big thank you, Mheshimiwa. Having played volleyball together with you, having moved around in this country together as a group, we remain grateful as a federation for your support that you continue to give us. This year, Mheshimiwa has given us quite some enormous support that as a branch we should be able to utilize these funds to develop the talents that we have within the county. We are looking forward to having a good final that is already going on. In both categories, we still have the girls and boys for primary, junior, secondary schools. We have the colleges and self-supporting teams. We are very, very, very grateful, and we hope that we shall together continue developing this talent. Thank you.
Jack Gawa, MCA Bokoli Ward. Mine is just to thank the sponsor, who is none other than Honorable Dan Sitati Wanyama, MP for Webuye West. And as MCA for this area, I want to urge the schools around here that whenever we have such a tournament, kindly allow students to come and participate so that we nurture our talents for our youths. So Mheshimiwa, thank you very much, because last year we were here, today, this year 2025, we are again here. I want to urge that you continue with that spirit, and as leaders we want to support you so that the talents of our youths can actually go far. Thank you.
Fine. Thank you, the press. My name is Andrew Musungu, Chief Officer for Livestock, Veterinary Services and Fisheries, Bungoma County. We are here for Honorable Dan Wanyama's volleyball tournament, which has brought in diverse teams from across the nation or the country. It is essential, it's critical. One thing is that it is bringing national unity, because we have seen teams as far as POKOT, West POKOT, Trans-Nzoia and other regions. So as a resident of this constituency and as a resident of Bokoli, I want to say that this is a very good initiative. It's keeping our youth very engaged and dissuading them from the use of drugs. So as a county government, we want to support this initiative, and we are going to plug in and support sports activities across our county. Thank you very much.